Hello friend, today I am going to show you developing SSRS reports for Dynamics AX. How can you achieve this target? Because lot of new people who is entered at technical to Dynamics AX but not able to do work well due to lack of knowledge. And I am showing you just you watch step by step so you will learn. This topic I am covering in this SSRS installation and configuration, editing SSRS report, developing new SSRS report, developing query based report, developing RDP class, base report controller class, and showing some example. If you want to install the Dynamics AX SSRS report, then you have to install these things from Dynamics AX setup. One is Visual Intelligence Components, which is client. Second is Developer Tools, Debugger, and Visual Studio Tools. Third is .NET Business Connector. This all things is needed if you configuring role centers for your AX. After installing BI components, these are the BI components in Visual Studio Tools. Then you can start working on SSRS report. Then to verify BI component install successfully report server correctly configure Microsoft Dynamics AX, go to tool, BI report server, and configuration for menu. We will show these URLs, default configurations. If you want to edit existing SSRS report, you need to go OT and Visual Studio project. I will show in AX also where it's all component in between that. So under this node, you will find Visual Studio Solution project that has been developed using Visual Studio to edit any solution. Just right click on that solution and edit. After your desired changes for that your project, you can add back to that project to AOT. This is Dynamics AX opening here. Just you will go to C. This is data assembly. This is Visual Studio project. As you can see, and here Dynamics AX model. These Visual Studio project model is guided directly from here, or you can open these model from Visual Studio. To add, just right click on this when you open model, right click on this and you can add to solution to AOT. If you want to develop new SSRS report, then just go to Visual Studio, right click, click new project where Dynamics AX template will be there. Select that and select on report model. Here you can select your folder where you want to save your solution. From the above dialog, Microsoft Dynamics, which I told you, you need to select the template section, and there are three type of data source available in SSRS report. First is query, second is report data provider, and third is business logic. In AX9 we mostly use business logic and query, and in 2012 we mostly use query and RDP funda to develop the SSRS report. Developing query based report is not so difficult. Just you need to go to EOT, go to query node, and you can create new query for your report that is showing here, and add table to your query on which you want to put range or data to display on the report. Same way you create new project, select report model, give the name of your report like query base report, then that report will show in your solution box on Visual Studio. When you then double click and add, right click and add report to your solution, wizard will come to create report. You can create report but directly from EOT in Visual Studio, and model will automatically create it and you can rename it. And in report section there are five major sections. One is data set, second is design, third is image, fourth is data method and parameter. Data set is used to report data set retrieves from EOT queries, and all fields are available in EOT queries are shown in report dataset, which can be referred in report design later. And design or layout of the report on which data would be displayed after retrieving from AX, which need to you put in design. First, you need to bring data source set, data source in data set. Then you create design. Then you can drag fields. You can design field to from dataset to design, and you can use embedded images to give your header footer for the report. And data method, business logic written in C# data method are no more recommended in 2012, but if sometimes requirement come, facility is there. Report parameter which are to be displayed on the report, you can use report parameter to filter the record for your report. When you create a data set, you can click right click and you can give your dataset name. Then you go to properties and select the query which you want to give for your dataset, and there you can select fields, parameters, display method of query. So if you use query, you can use display method also, but if you use RDP class, this thing is important to know. You cannot use display method. RDP class is to just insert data in temporary table and show to the report, but query is much faster than RDP. A query based report limitation is you cannot give many things in query. You can give limited fields and data methods to the query. So if you have complex requirement, you need to develop by RDP class. If you have simple requirement, then you go for query based report. Then we are coming to a design section. Design section is two type of design. One is auto design and second is precision design. First preference when developing a report is use auto design unless you need custom placement of fields in report. In that case, you have to use precision design. Complex report design, use precision design. For the sake of simplicity, just use auto design SSRS report. To add design, just right click on design node and add auto design report, and by right clicking you can give name to your auto design, and you can drag fields dataset to your report which will contain all fields to auto design. It's simple example showing here, just taking cash table and make query for that table. Data is fetching from customer table, and you can preview and right clicking on the report after dragging the fields to your report. So this way you can view report directly on SSRS, and you can view reports on browser. Then you can add that solution to UOT by right click on that Visual Studio solution. Then you will able to see your projects in UOT, which I have shown earlier here. And if you want to see the report, just you go to report library. You can see report SSRS report. You can see all reports here. So this is all about query based report. You can open report in from AX also. Just go to UOT, output menu items, menu item you can go here, output menu item you can create new menu item. If you will see any menu item, you can see what property are set here. You can set your report to the just I want to see it, just see here example report. Just you need to link permission object SSRS report. Then you define your design of the report for query. If it is class, then you define a class. If it is a report only query based, then you don't need to define class. You directly define only report and design. Filtering is very easy for query base. Just go to your query. Let's see cost table query. Just I am giving example, and here you can add range whatever you want to give range for query. When you execute report, this range will be shown to your report execution. So parameter is used to filter the record in query because your data may be large amount. You cannot display all data every time. Sometimes you need only one customer record. Sometimes you need all customers in customer group records. So you can add range as per your requirement in your report. RDP based class based requirement, developing RDP based report. So report data provider is the full form of RDP. When report has a complex logic that cannot achieved by query, so you can use RDP class in RDP based report. In addition to UT query, RDP class is developed which contain the report logic. After processing our report logic, the data is filled into the temporary table, which is used a data source for SSR report. Means whatever data filling you in your temporary table, that you can set to your data set to use to display the data in your report. And by logic, you will insert data to your temporary table in RDP class. So now you here example of to create RDP class, sample RDP report TP. Just you give naming convention very perfectly. If you are using RDP class, then after the class name you give DP. If it is contract class, then give underscore contract. If it is controller, then give underscore controller after the report name, class name. Same way UI builder class, you can give UI builder. So it will differentiate what type of class you are using in your project. So first you create new class in your sample RDP report. Class you can use how to create class. You just go to class node, just right click and new class. Here we can see some example how they have given name. Just see agreement follow up DP, agreement follow up RDP contract, agreement follow up UI builder. You can refer the standard class also how they have given things to RDP class. First, they define class extending the SSRS report data provider base, and then defining variable. And in this, they are fetching data to insert into temp table. Here, the query to inserting the record into temp table. Same way, if you see contract class is used only to define the parameter. Here, extending nothing. Here you can, if you are using UI builder class, then you need to specify UI builder class to contract class, and in DP class declaration, and you define contract class str and query. So sequence you should remember: first create contract class, then create RDP class, then UI builder class. In UI builder only it's extending SQL report data contract UI builder. Like you want to give additional lookup or anything fields, like you can use UI builder. So here example of showing RDP class, they are showing same here. Just created new RDP class and declare or defining the query string here in RDP class, and defining the temporary table object, other table object, and other required variables. This is your temporary table for which you are using the report in temporary table. If you go to any temporary table, just see in table type you must specify in memory. Here two type of table. One is regular, one is in memory, one is temp DB. If you are using regular, then you need to call report RDP. In RDP class you need to extend preprocessor class for report, and uh, report base for in memory. Now we are going to implement logic discussed above. RDP class progress report method. Report processing begin. The method is called by reporting framework. Actual report logic need to be written in this method. In our case, code for progress method is as follows. Here, passing the query. In query next, passing the customer table and quest transmit from query. Just see here. And in variable, passing the values. This is case statement, something to do with variable, and just calling the insert method to insert the values in temporary tables. Now, when your contract class is ready, then you can create report menu item which I shown in UOT, and you can use that output menu. Query is modified on color arcs before report dialog is rendered. This is the example of contract class I have shown you already. This is main method where you call the report. Just you go to the controller class. This is the simple controller class. Here we have defined the report name, one method. We define the design, which design need to call to our menu. Here we have passed the report design and progressing the report in controller class and extending necessary report run controller to your control class. It is simple to creating controller class. Then this is the simple example of contract class where we have created two parameters, and this is simple RDP class where we created query and contract and extended. If it is as shown the table type, if it is temp table and in memory, then you use to SSRS report data provider base. If it is regular table, then you need to use SSRS report data provider pre-process and simple define the variable for temporary tables and write the progress report method, write the query, insert your record by defining values to table columns. Then you get data from temporary table, nothing else required. And UI builder I have already shown in PPT. So this all about this report which they are telling here. I told it simple example. I hope you get idea. You can define label also. How to develop report. You have basic idea now. You can start to developing the report in your environment. Uh, Second thing I want to mention, reporting extension also you need to install. And if it is cube based, roller center based, then you need to install analysis also. By Dynamics A setup, Visual Studio tools is required to show you to in Visual Studio. These are the basic concept I have shown you. If you have any query, then you comment on my video, and if you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe it. We are going to post many things in our video in future. Keep in touch. Thank you. Bye bye.